Yeah, welcome to New Horizons Life and Leadership Development. Company's been around since 2020, actually, born in the right at the very beginning of a pandemic. And by the way, I do want to give credit where credit is due. I did promise 𝗟𝗲𝗄𝗧 of KDV Creates out in Texas is the designer, my go-to graphic designer. She's the one that designed that logo. She also, I don't know if you can see this, but designed for me these kind of oversized business cards as well, and a little pithy saying on the back, but on the front, all the contact information. If you'd like to get in touch with 𝗟𝗲𝗄𝗧, let me know. She's not paying me for this endorsement. But she just does a great job. She's a sweet kid. She's been on the calls occasionally. She was hoping to be on today, but okay, I got to minimize my screen so I can read what the heck I wrote here. Nope, back. Come on back. There we go. Yeah. What is it that New Horizons does? Well, we support and guide teams and their leaders who they want to create a workplace culture. Talking about community, right? Right, Gabriel. Creating community, building community, and our workplaces are micro communities. And where I come in is when there's a work team and their leaders, and they want to create a workplace culture. They want to build a community that is conducive to personal and corporate success. Maybe they've had maybe there's a lack of motivation, a lack of enthusiasm. There are conflicts going on. There are communication gaps, things like that. A lack of clarity in who they are, what they're about, where they're going. That's where I can step in and help out. That's my target market is those work teams. I can work with individuals. I can work with groups as well, with goal setting and all those kinds of things. This is really kind of where my heart lies. And I guess if you were to summarize it in one statement, is we want to stop the revolving door of employee turnover. How many of you know that is rampant, still is in our workplace today? And here's some statistics to back that up. I was just looking some of these up again. In 2021, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, try saying that, still at a 57.3 overall employee turnover rate, and 25% of the turnover is our voluntary departures. 1/4 of our people are willingly walking off the job. Just slightly more that are being let go. And now, if you're talking high performers, still fairly low, but it's there. In February 2023, there was a report that showed that there is a slight rise, get this, involuntary quits. So up from those figures, slight drop in playoffs and discharges, but mostly it's been kind of flatlined. But we are seeing a little rise in already of the voluntary departures from the workplace. And it can cost tens of thousands of dollars to just twice as much of an employee's annual salary. If you need to, the employee walks off the job, you're the manager or you're the CEO or the owner. The worker is looking for greener pastures to replace that worker. It's going to cost you, it could cost them twice the annual salary by the time you're done recruiting them and hiring their replacement and onboarding them, training them. So you're talking a lot of money. It hurts the wallet. But also, what is the cost of the work and the culture lost once the employee's gone? When an employee goes away, suddenly your team is trying to fill the gap. And I've been in that position, in a management position, trying to fill a schedule that must be filled. I have no choice, and the people just aren't there. And you know that the community dynamics change when another employee goes. You bring another one on. There's a whole new process of reintegration. And you might even ask for the employee, what about their personal cost? Are they going to another job? Is the new job going to pay something better? do they start at the bottom of the ladder again? So what about the benefits? So everybody winds up losing when they feel compelled to leave their workplace. Pew Research Center study showed that, and if you want to ask why, which this may be the big question, why are people leaving? Well, the Pew Research Center did a study. This is recent, March 2023, just last month, came out with a report. As far as high employee satisfaction, 67% said that they are fairly highly satisfied with their coworker relationship, 62% slightly less with their manager, only half roughly with the feedback they get from their employers. Only 44% are happy with their opportunity for training and acquiring new skills. Really, as we've been talking about earlier, improving ourselves. Still pretty low on that pay, huh? Only 34% are satisfied, and ultimately 33% the opportunity for promotion, which of course fits right in with the pay too. So bottom line, the average overall high satisfaction, look at that, 51%. Even at 67%, that you're talking, 35 to 40% of people who are unsatisfied or less than highly satisfied anyway. What's the danger in all of this? Well, burnout, especially when other people are trying to pick up the pace and pick up the responsibilities. Learned helplessness. I don't know if you've heard about learned helplessness, but that's when the employee is banging his head or her head against the wall and they're not getting the feedback they want. They see no opportunity for advancement. They just kind of resign themselves that things aren't going to get any better, and you wind up getting that attitude. And I've heard it with teams I've worked with. You know what? I'm just here to punch the clock. Put in my time and get out. And that's a real danger when these kinds of things happen. So if they don't feel valued, 76% of workers will look for another job. Now, here's the thing. The job openings and labor turnover survey says the best way to retain employees is by making them feel valued and providing them the opportunity for growth in your organization. And that's, again, where New Horizons comes in. We specialize in teaching leadership and relationship skills together. I love to say I marry, speaking of relationships, I'd love to marry together skills and techniques of relationship and leadership coaching to help to acquire that culture that creates a place where people love to come to work. They're happy to work. They feel challenged. They have a purpose. They have clarity of who they are and where they're going. Look at that. 94% of employees who plan to quit say, hey, I'd stay if my employer invested in my long-term learning. That is, more training, more mentoring, building that relationship and giving that clarity, giving that direction and that vision. I do that by group and individual coaching, speaking and teaching engagements, connection skills, teaching connection skills, communication skills, love languages, making a big way in workplaces these days. Active listening, body language, things like that. Leadership, relationship, and team building skills. How to connect with each other. What are the ways that we can work together as one body? I love teaching clarity of core values, your beliefs, your vision, your mission. I call that the fence line around the field of engagement. You have the values, the beliefs, the vision, the mission, all of which, by the way, feed into each other. Then you've got a strong basis on which to build your team. I also offer meditation, visualization, and mindfulness techniques. In fact, I see those really as essential, whether I'm doing individual coaching, team coaching, goal setting, or teaching the field of engagement. Those are essential tools if the client would like to go there and explore that. They're huge. what are we after? So, these are the pain points, help in the restoration of the pain points, positive connections among teams and their leaders, turning conflicts into win-win opportunities. You can do that. Give employees that cause is bigger than themselves, where they feel like they're part of something big and they're making a difference. Hey, how about confidence in decision making? You ever been in a situation where you're under a lot of stress and suddenly it's like we were talking earlier today, when you're stressed out, when you're afraid, your brain gets all fogged up and it's hard to feel confident in the direction you're taking your team or you're going with your team. Again, an atmosphere where it's a joy to come to work, and there's less likelihood you're going to be looking for that greener pasture on the other side of the fence. How's our time there, Gabriel? Nope, I think I caught him off guard.
We're still good.
Yeah, good.
A few minutes.
Yeah. So, ideal referrals, again, probably repeating myself here, but individuals or teams that are dealing with the dissatisfaction, poor communication, lack of motivation, unclear direction, troubled work relationships. You got conflict going on amongst teams. They're not gelling together, personality conflicts, any stress, tension, things like that. And again, I don't limit it to this, but I specialize in, it's where my love is, because this is where my own personal history, my professional history has been. What I would call human service organizations. That could be hospitals, nursing homes, service clubs, volunteer groups, student groups, churches, schools, and the like. But again, I can really bring this into just about any setting, but when I'm out there getting the word out, those are the areas I really target. Because I know the language, I know the people, been in it pretty much all my life. Some things we do right now. I do a Facebook live feed Mondays and Thursdays called Coffee with the Coach. I do a faith-based one called Morning Faith on Facebook Mondays or Tuesdays and Fridays. By the way, I'm going to start moving a lot of this stuff over to LinkedIn, so keep your eye open on that. And that's going to hopefully come sooner than later. Monthly roundtables and webinars over Zoom. And hey, if you're looking for a free lunch and learn, way to get your foot in the door, look me up, Lunch and Learn. I do in-services. I love doing in-service programs, workshops, and seminars. I'm available for pulpit supply in your church, keynote speaking. One of my favorite things that I've done, things I'm proudest of in recent last couple of years. I got to go back to my college alma mater and do a keynote address to a leadership team there. It was a lot of fun. It was great getting reacquainted. And if you know of anybody, or if you have a podcast, hey, look me up. I'd love to jump on with you. Here's my contact information, and yes, that is a 𝗟𝗲𝗳𝗃𝗄 QR code there. Credit to Gabriel and his company. Give me a 𝗵𝗏𝗡𝗃𝗄𝐿LD.com. It's Jeff at 𝗵𝗏𝗡𝗃𝗄𝐿D, like life and leadership development.com. My phone number. And again, you can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram.